Cardoso, the man they call Panda, qualified 8th on the World Qualifying Series last year to find himself here on the big leads. And speaking of which, he is live right here from Barinha, bringing that power brand of surfing. Two big hooks in a row. How'd you like them apples?
Look,
Pete
it's
Mal?
the Brazilian me. No, Sonny saying awesome stuff. That's just great. And, of course, so well liked, you know, not only here in Brazil and from his fellow compadres as well as fellow competitors, but across the world. He put some big numbers up, and it looks like he's going to get himself his own big number right here at the beach breaks Barinha. A beautiful two arcs. Again, different angles of approach, different lengths of how long he held the rail, length of time through the maneuvers. But again, he can hold that rail and keep that speed going through each and every maneuver. Judges will bite in. Onto it early. Like literally he heard that maybe we were going to make a move. And sure enough, he gets himself down there for the practice. Here
goes Wilkinson, semi-finalist here last year, getting his own two-turn combination underway. Maybe not as dynamic as the first one.
And then Wilco, same thing. You know, he gets his first move in, gets it done, a quick whip, and then gets there late. Holds on to that section. So important to finish on your feet, like Pot says. It is. It's truly important. That's when you're going to see the scores elevate. You know, you don't want to have mistakes on your waves.
Flores now also not to be outdone. He's using his priority, the natural footer out here on the open face. Two nice, powerful hacks into the pocket from the man from Reunion Island, and looking for that third tag through the inside section, and he finishes off strongly now. All three surfers are on the board. Pete
yeah, and they're all going to put up pretty good numbers. Jeremy Flores is, you know, he just had his first child. Also been spending a lot of time in Tahiti, so he's been getting some surf time in. As you watch two beautiful snaps here. Again, trying to showcase variety. All that experience, you come in, you want to mix up your maneuvers. Just a little bit stuck right there.
Not for him. Meanwhile, Wilco on his backside, right behind him. Two-wave set. Wilco capitalizing on the open face. Free falls out that lip, and unfortunately for him, disconnects as well.
Yeah, that's too bad. Both those waves would have been nice scores had they completed their rides. Ian's going to get priority, most likely, whether or not he gets out there first or not. As we watch the replay here, first snap from Wilco, and again, beautiful snap there. It gets the release. A lot more difficult to be able to find those excellent wave scores, you know, and it was very evident in the very first event of the season, and still evident here.
Let's see what Cardoso can do on this way. He is your heat leader. 6.83 on his first wave. This is his second. Can he fit in the third turn? Does in quick succession. Will he ride out of it?
Squash is going to come into play, especially with the tide filled in like it is now. Again, here's a replay of Willian. Had to work to get around that first section, and here's the rhythm, and here's where it starts. Again, up into the lip twice, and then the final move loses his footing, so this one will probably be a throwaway score at the end of this heat. This next 14 minutes, he's going to better the 4.33. Matter of fact, he's probably trying to better the 6.83.
Well, here we go. This is Jeremy Flores now locking in another score. It's, well, a little quick in and out there for him, a 3.63 on his second wave, putting up into that second place position, looking for a 5.50. He's not going to get it on that way. Great opportunities here in Saquarema in Brazil. This is your heat leader from Brazil, Willian Cardoso, one of the most powerful surfers you'll see on the World Championship Tour, just an in and out there. And that probably, from a priority point of view, not a great move there from Cardoso. Cut priority here. We might put that thought on hold as Wilkinson now pulls the trigger. Square bottom turn, that's that top turn combination that we love from Matty Wilkinson. Nice projection over that floating section. He's starting to wind up like a coil now. Big closing maneuver, and that's going to be Matty Wilkinson's best wave of the heat so far.
Yeah, it could be the best wave of the heat. I mean, it's right there with that 6.83. You know, more maneuvers, probably not the same kind of style, a little bit more finesse and then release out of the fins in his board, a lot of variety for his backhand. I like that wave.
And we'll have a look at this again, Pete, and break this one down for us. It's almost an excellent score required.
Yeah, and again, he connects with the lip twice, a little more projection out of that second maneuver, then a snap there going and changing the angles.
Oh, Flores now live pictures as we break from that replay. Big opening card, but just a bit of frustration starting to creep in now for the Frenchman. We love seeing the emotion of these world's best surfers. Nice opening wrap here.
Yeah, and he got the wrap. Again, a bit of those bottom turns. You want to see him really just engage that rail once and use that speed off the bottom, not necessarily do the pumping maneuvers. You know, that's where you'll see the judge. That's where you start to see the flow kind of come into play as far as the criteria goes. And those combination of major moves. I think that that's a great way to kind of finish the event. I think it's important to make sure that you have points. You got 11 events. throughout the season, and so it is important to make sure that each and every event finishes and you separate everybody's placings. So again, finishing up from round 3 on, able to rub your feet together on your way out, and it actually puts wax in the bottom of your feet. And the reason why you're waxing the top is if you walk out on the sand, if you wax the bottom of your feet, you're just going to get a bunch of sand stuck to it.
All sorts of issues if that happens. Here we go, Cardoso using his priority. Can he make it count this time around? Big opening carving to the pocket. This wave has flattened out, not too much wall ahead of him. Brings that big power cut back into the white water, but unfortunately for William Cardoso, he's not probably going to extend his situation with that one.
Make sure that you're building on your score. So we've seen it twice now where he's used that priority and not lifted his score line. And this looked like opportunity, you know, and it's just the way it flattened out. That's what the high tide might happen, is that you're going to see it's going to be deeper. And you're not going to have the steeper faces. And sometimes a wave will look a certain way, and then it won't, you know, unfold how you thought. And unfortunately, that's 2 times now that's happened to Willian. We'll see. I mean, there is, again, the fuller tide. He's going to pull the trigger.
Well, here goes Wilco looking for the 5.24. There's the square bottom turn coming up. Goes for the big backside reverse. Just gets tangled up on that lip. All right, 10 seconds remaining. You get a great view there of the other event set up at Itaúna, right up the other end of the beach. We're counting down the clock on this heat. It will be the Brazilian, William Cardoso, who goes through into the 3rd round. And unfortunately for Matt Wilkinson and Jeremy Flores, they will, well, fortunately for them, I guess, they will have another opportunity.
Gotta love the passion.
See how much it means to the local boy.